I don't think there's anything more frustrating or disappointing when you're on vacation and you're traveling with an alcoholic. I can remember one incident with my wife. Again, we were in upstate New York. It was the last time I ever traveled with her. Would have been August of 2019, about 5 months before she passed. And to get her out of, away from my family because she had fallen down the stairs at my dad's house. And so we went to Lake George, which is really a resort town in upstate New York. It has a famous fort called Fort William Henry, which was famous during the French and Indian Wars back in the 1750s before we were a country. Anyways, we went out to lunch, and my wife, again, I said, whatever you do, don't drink. So the first thing she ordered, of course, was like a gallon, this beer pitcher. It was an Adirondack pitcher, and it was a pitcher that you could take, a big glass jar that you could take home with you. Just kind of a touristy piece. Drank the whole gallon at lunch. Really didn't care too much about the food and drink in front of me. I was very angry. I just sat there seething. And as I sat there at lunch, I realized there wasn't any point anymore. I just needed to relax because there's nothing I could do to prevent her from drinking alcohol. I just realized it was just time to surrender to it and just do what I wanted to do. So I decided I was going to walk around town that night. So we booked a hotel, and I said, why don't you stay in the hotel? I actually went and got her a 1.75 liter of Chardonnay. I said, here, you go have your evening. I'm going to go have mine. And she, proceeded to drink the thing. And she stayed in the hotel room and eventually passed out. I was able to walk around the town by myself. I had a good old time, met other people. There was a little play in the middle of the town, and actually had fun. We had fun shopping, got some ice cream, just being by myself, and the freedom of that for a couple hours. Unless you understand and been in that situation, it was absolutely exhilarating. And again, these stories are not used to disparage my wife. That's not the point of these. The point of these stories is to have other families, people in this situation relate to it and really have an idea what to do and where to go. Because I wanted to make something out of this vacation. So I booked a tour. They have a boat tour that goes around the lake and talks about the historical places that happened, a couple hundred years ago. Very interesting. It's a big, huge 3-layer boat, and you get on it. So I was able to get Amanda on it. She was very wobbly. I think she was still hungover from the night before. We sat up on the top deck. We had a wonderful view. I was ready to have a nice time. And she said, "Oh, just as the boat was taking off, I got to go to the bathroom." Okay. 2.5-hour tour around the lake. Never saw her again. And I realized, I knew exactly what was going on. Didn't care. She's on a boat. There's nothing I can do. So I enjoyed the whole tour. It was just wonderful. Just the speaker went around, told stories of the different houses and the battle that happened, 250, 300 years ago almost at this point. I had a wonderful time, talking to other people, and it just made something with the vacation because that's all I had left to do. And at the end of the tour, I just had a real sinking feeling because I knew exactly where she was. There was a bar at the bottom, and I had no doubt that she just went down there and probably began to drink herself into oblivion. And my only concern was I let everybody get off the boat, and I actually stood on top by myself until I was ready to go down. I went down to the bottom because you had to get to the bottom of the boat to exit onto the dock. And of course, Amanda had her head on the bar, and she was completely inebriated. The people that worked there were nice enough. They helped us, get her off the boat. I took one arm, and 2 other guys took the other, and we walked her down the deck. And they were nice enough to walk us all the way to the car, which was probably a good 100 yards away off the dock. At least I had that kind of help. And really the point of this video, if you have an alcoholic in the family, you have to make the most of it. You have to go on with your life, and you have to make choices that really serve you to some extent, because otherwise you're going to be absorbed into their drama and their madness, and you don't want to do that. And again, if you're ready to work one-on-one, I have a complete coaching program. I help families and I help the alcoholics. We bring it together, educate the family, and we find the core reason why the alcoholic is drinking to begin with. Again, please like, share, and comment. And we also have a Facebook group called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism, which is an awesome support group. And again, thanks for listening.